Hello, friends, and welcome to Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader. Today we have finished the prologue. We have a little bit of cleanup to do. We've got to translate into real space, and we need to have some conversations with a lot of different people. If you've been watching up to this point, you have heard a lot of voice acting coming from the game itself, but from here forward, there is very little voice acting involved, which means you're going to get to hear me do voice acting. I will do voices and, try to make it as entertaining as possible. I accept your feedback on all of that. Tell me in the comments below what you think about those voices, what you think about those choices I'm making, and if you think I should do something different. Today, we are going to translate to real space, explore the new area we're in, and try to fix some of the problems that have been created by Coonrad Voitvir. So I hope you're ready to join me for that, and let's get started. First things first,
I always have a backup plan.
we need to level our characters. So we are continuing on with Blade Dancer, of course. Don't get to make a new choice until after we complete this whole thing here. So for the first cap talent, we are taking. Oh, and by the way, I told you I was getting some assistance with this. I am using builds from Revan619, also on YouTube. If you're interested in looking at builds for Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader, he has a lot of really good ones, and I highly recommend checking him out because so far I have been very pleased with them. Though I have not played the game, like I said, this is my first playthrough. And I played through the prologue before I played it with you to kind of get an idea of what I was doing so that I wouldn't be a complete and total idiot while we're going through. But I'm not doing that anymore. We're going in from this point on completely blind. I'm using his build so far. They've worked out great for me. If that becomes problematic in the future and we end up making a change, I'll let you know. But again, that's Revan619 on YouTube, and I will put a link down in the description below, okay? All right, so first we are going with Wounded Beast. Every injury increases the Death World character's agility and willpower by +5. Every trauma counts as 3 injuries. So I think with trauma, I was saying wound before. But anyway, so a trauma is when a character has received 3 or more injuries and does not heal them in time with a medikit, and you have 3 turns in real time to do that. The injuries become traumas. So traumas make you weaker unless you have this talent, Wounded Beast, in which case traumas now make me stronger. Injuries make me stronger, trauma makes me stronger, and because I am Death World character, injuries also help me from my origin. So everything's kind of working together here to make us very, very powerful as a character, and I'm very excited about that. And then for our characteristic, we are going with weapon skill. So let's go next, and we want weapon skill. For this character, weapon skill and agility are going to be our primaries, and we are definitely doing weapon skill out of the gate here. Okay, that's good for Gladius. Let's look at Abelard. So for Abelard, we are going to have our first talent here is going to be Thick Skin. The warrior gains +1 damage deflection, and their parry chance increases by 25% of their total armor. So we definitely want to start using the heaviest armor possible for Abelard so that he gets the best bonus for this from this talent. But that is what we want. Let's see, how is deflection? Deflection determines the amount of damage deducted when an enemy hits the character. So it doesn't actually deflect onto the enemy. It just removes that damage when they hit me. So it's an immediate +1 deflection. And then I have my parry chance go up as well. So can't beat it. Sounds wonderful. And then for Abelard, he is also a sword user, a melee user. So weapon skill is going to be his characteristic. Now let's look at Adira to get into the thing here. We're going to go ballistic skill. Now, Adira is mostly a psyker, but when she is not, she can be using ranged weapons. So, ballistic skill reflects character's accuracy with all forms of ranged weapons. So it's good for guns, and that's what she is going to be having as her secondary option. And then for her talent, we want Second Sight. If we can find it here, there it is, Second Sight. The Psyker's psychic powers that have a range of 2 cells or more have their range increased by +4. So she now, anything that was already at least slightly ranged is now considerably more ranged. So that is wonderful. We will finish that off for her. And then for Sister Argenta, I am ready for her to start coming into her own here. Her level 5 for the first one, we want ballistic skill for her as well. She is a gun user primarily, so that's good for her. And then for her talent, we are going with rapid reload. Reloading costs 2 action points less for a minimum of 1. So it will at least cost us 1 action point, but that would be that's the least it can cost. And the first reload in a combat does not cost any action points at all. So the first time we have to reload, it's free. And in these early levels, I have no doubt we will not be doing a lot of reloading mid-combat because I don't think the fights will be lasting that long. They haven't so far, so we'll see how that goes. But so far, that looks great. So we now have everybody ready to go, ready to fight. Abelard does have a fresh injury, but we are on the ship. That will go away when we finish out what we're doing right now. So we don't need to worry about that. And let's see what we have available to us. Looks like there are some goods here. Gloves of Endurance. Whenever the wearer of these gloves suffers an injury or falls unconscious, their allies gain a +1 bonus to damage until the end of combat. These are perfect for my character or for Abelard. I think I'm going to give them to Abelard because he will be taking the brunt of the damage, so probably best for him. Mantle of Heroism requires Iconoclast. Oh, I think we are that, are we not? Didn't we pick that on the run through? Each heroic act used in battle increases the wearer's dodge by +20% until the end of combat. Wonderful. What is a heroic act, you ask? Well, that is not what I meant to do at all. Let's add that back to inventory. We can't look at that yet. We'll have to do it from a different screen. Blade shard, a blade made from mysterious metal that shimmers with unnatural colors. Okay, let's collect all. Now let's get in here and have a look, shall we? So we have this. I want to look at the info. Heroic act. A heroic act can only be used if the part, so that would be for my character, that is the ability we ended that last fight with. That's the heroic act. So let me go ahead and put this on him. Get these gloves on Abelard. And for my character,
Fate and fortune favor the bold.
his heroic act is Death Waltz. So when I use Death Waltz in a battle, it will affect that cloak and make me even better, increase my dodge. So that's fantastic. Very excited about that. Okay. Any other goodies?
I always keep my options open.
It's like we've got someone to speak to here. The Emperor protects. Indeed he does.
The heir is dead. He sacrificed himself to save the entire dynasty.
Old man, he was never going to make it. He was mutating right in front of us. You just ended his suffering sooner.
Okay, Master Helmsman Ravor is who we need to speak to.
Rivor, Master Helmsman, systems status report.
By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal. Living and breathing. Well, there's a tricky question. The old place is so overgrown with foul wickedry, we'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long.
How did you people survive in here?
Must have been Providence. It better have been the Emperor's, not someone else's. When they barged in here, the ones with the Master of Whispers, some officers charged them, but it wasn't even a fight. I grabbed whoever I could and dragged them behind the cogitators. Then, I prayed for our rescue.
Sounds like smart action, sir. We need to re-establish contact with the Navigator's Sanctum. It's our only chance of escaping the warp. Your words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckling under the stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking.
Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. You may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence.
He directs your attention upward to the throne that sits at the apex of the tall staircase. I am ready. Begin the ritual. The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath the thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same.
The Navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the von Valancius flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day.
Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision,
It is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the Warrant of Trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lord. It is because of his toils that we all still live.
The deed is done, Master. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
When the Seneschal turned to you, he looked at least half a decade older.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. yet hope remained. For the second in line to the rogue trader dynasty survived. And through the strength of his resolve, saved those who were counting on him for protection.
Deep shadows of weariness can be seen on Abelard's face, though the old officer's eyes are keen. They rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, your lordship. You cannot help but notice that the seneschal does not know how to talk to you, or where to begin. His hesitation brings an involuntary smirk to your face, as though someone else entirely is gloating at the old officer's confusion. Seeing your smile, Abelard pulls himself together. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled by the deputy's deputy, while others go unfulfilled entirely. And now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. What is on the agenda for this meeting? Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in. So prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your lordship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they, in turn, will have the honor of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain. Have you succeeded in tracking down Voitvir? Abelard grits his teeth. No, Lord Captain. In all the commotion, his trail went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him, and any mutineers who may still be skulking in the ship's many corridors, but, frankly, I would not be surprised to hear that we are now one shuttle short. I am afraid it will be some time before he answers for all he has wrought. I'm ready to start the briefing. Summon the officers. With a gesture, Abelard relays the order to the adjutants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. A dozen pairs of eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention, officers! You have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Galdius von Valancius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you could introduce those present, Abelard? As you wish, your lordship. Abelard points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain as many implants as it does flesh. Vigdis Suri Atta of the Ptoleman line, our new Vox Master. It is an honor to serve, your lordship. The Vox Master offers a deep bow. Aboard this vessel you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Beside her is Ravor, the Master Helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain, and monitors the void around us, to ensure we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap. The bearded man with pale, almost transparent skin, large dark circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems hardwired into his face, gives a sullen nod. Hail, Lord Captain! This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our high factotum Janrus Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavy-set man with oiled hair offers an obsequious smile and bows. "It is an honor, your lordship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard." In the second row, we have the 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard, the Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship, and lastly the Drives Master, servant of the Omnissiah. The 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drives Master offers a salute resembling a dance, involving the complicated manipulation of the tech priest mechandendrites. Is that everyone? Unfortunately, our choir master, the esteemed Zachary Wise, head of the Astropath section, is unable to join us. He is in charge of communications with distant star systems. Master Wise has been in a trance for some time now, attempting to contact other planets in the Von Valancius Protectorate to inform them of Lady Theodora's passing and Coonrod Voigtvir's treachery. I will deliver a report to your lordship on the Astropath's progress as soon as it's possible to do so. It is equally regrettable that 2 more individuals worthy of mention could not join us at the briefing, the Master-at-Arms and Confessor Adalbert. The eminent Adalbert must see to the funeral services being held for the fallen officers, of whom there are too many for him to take leave from the chapel, and Mistress Saubach, who has replaced her late predecessor as our Master-at-Arms, is currently leading the search for any survivor agents of Voigtvir. All others present are adjutants, secretaries, and deputies. They are here to make up a recording of proceedings. I wish to hear the Infernus Master's report.
Yes, Lord Captain.
The tall man bows his head in deference.
I can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment, in terms of material losses and crew casualties, has been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factotum.
The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty. Abelard remarks in a low voice pitched for your ears only. The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. High Factotum, what have you to report?
We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your lordship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given into the tech priest's hands for attention and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, my lord, and unfortunately this number is not confined to those scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, as you know, but also includes trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Rykad Minoris. However, the planet, well, the whole system, in fact, belongs to the Winterscale Rogue Trader dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for you, sir, the Rogue Trader.
Especially true given Caligos Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later. and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planet, rumbles Abelard, frowning. Drivesmaster, I'll hear from you now. A voice distorted by a Vox retranslator emerges from under the tech priest's scarlet hood. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnissiah, but its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. With great sorrow, I must also report that the Engine Seer Prime, overseer and spiritual authority of all tech priests on board, fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him. A most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We require a replacement, and as soon as possible. I see. Thank you. The tech priest bows her head. Master Helmsman, deliver your status report.
Right you are, Lord Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ship's sound, more or less, but without our Engine Seer Prime and Navigator, who fail in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what'll happen first. A warp drive being torn to pieces, or all of us melting into the bulkheads.
Your Lordship, if you will allow me to interject, when we arrived in this system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of all the available communication channels in the region. One of them was a Novis Nobilite station. The station maintains complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the God Emperor.
I would like to point out that the creature that spoke to us earlier talked about setting a path for us with a lot of coincidences and seeming difficult things to happen to get us to a new location. So maybe he is not as unreliable a narrator as I initially suspected. A sharp bolt of pain lances through your skull as if in response to what you just heard. Oh, the game's telling us what I just pointed out. You understand that it is not the God Emperor you should thank for such good fortune. The words of the daemon that appeared before you during the translation to real space echo in your mind. I am the wheel of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you from the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation.
If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go round and round this system till our heads are swimming, as long as the promethium and supplies last anyway. And if any thick as grok shit lowlifes come sniffing round, we'll be able to take 'em out. So don't worry your head none on that score.
Master of Ordnance, do you have anything to report? The Master of Ordnance gives you a gloomy look.
No, my job's simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told. But just ask anyone. We've got no able crew, no Lord Captain.
Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. The Master of Ordnance chokes back the words he was obviously about to blurt out without thinking. He casts another look at you before turning away.
I apologize profusely, Lord Captain.
Pardon the fool. The ship is in ruins. Every other officer is dead, and the Lord Captain is no longer with us. Fear has taken hold of me. He looks up at you. But I've heard of you. Oh, yeah. Your fame has reached even as far as the expanse. I can't be showing myself up in front of an illustrious person such as yourself. He adjusts his uniform and stands ramrod straight. The Master of Ordnance can report that the rest of the arsenal has been saved and the battery is in good order. We are ready to fight if that is the Lord Captain's will. To summarize, we have sustained serious losses in crew members, require a new engine seer prime and navigator. Is this all preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain. But bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these 3 immediate problems. Okay, well, what can you tell me about the system in which we currently find ourselves? I cede to the Voxmaster on this point, Mistress Ptolemy. We are in the Rykad star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your lordship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in the system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have produced confounding results. The Novis Nobilite station has not simply failed to answer, it seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system. And Rykad Minoris itself is also not responding to our hails. But what is most alarming is that our augurs have intercepted signals from the surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. The situation is not very encouraging, but without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Novis Nobilite station and find out what in the void is going on. Thank you all for your reports. Dismissed. The assembled officers salute you as one. Your lordship, there is one other thing. A confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, Abelard hesitates. Your eternally esteemed predecessor brought the ship here, to this system, for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything, and I shall tell you. The Lord Inquisitor, Hand of the Emperor, Chief Architect of his will, in the Coronis Expanse. Well, I would be honored to fulfill the Inquisitor's commission. What is it he asked? The Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Heinrich von Kallax. An interrogator, you understand. All I know is that he is somewhere in this system, that we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and then deliver him to Football in the Furibundus system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is a rather important individual. The authorities in the system, either the Novis Nobilite or the governor of Rykad Minoris, may know something. That is all of it, your lordship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the Von Valancius Protectorate. Abelard gives you another scrutinizing look, as if trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems he is about to offer some words of encouragement. Adira? Sister Argenta? Explain yourselves. The Sister of Battle grimly nods towards Adira.
The Psyker is suffering some ailment or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised.
For a brief moment, Sister Argenta's voice sounds hesitant.
I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader.
Adira's glazed eyes rove over those assembled. One word bursts from her lips.
Daybreak.
Adira! Come to your senses, lady!
Damn it!
Adira presses her fingers to her temples in desperation.
Your lordship, here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard. My head is still spinning. Something very strange is heading our way, and I can't make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak, or maybe dawn. And it's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark?
We cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mistress Talas?
No, not yet anyway. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make any sense of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it, all right? Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whispers on many occasions, and I'm sure you would benefit from them as well.
The Psyker's bitten lips stretch into a wry smile. If there is nothing else of value to report, I declare this briefing concluded. It is time to get to work. Okay. Let's see what is going on this ship of ours. Said we could use the map in the middle there. I don't know how to do that, but we'll find out. Abelard is here.
Lord Captain.
Abelard surveys you briskly but meticulously, as though he is inspecting you for shortcomings, then offers a courteous nod. Let's not get into a bunch of discussion with Abelard. We've just done a lot of talking. Let's go see if we can find something a little more engaging to get into.
Lord Captain.
All right. Oh, there we go. The Koronos Expanse map. Here we are. Where are we? I think this is us. Looks like that might be us. We have Riccati Filia, the prison planetoid, Eurac V, the Novis Nobilite station. We have an astropathic station, the planet Rykad Minoris, with 3 quests aboard, an unidentified void ship, Rykad Filia, and Rykad Majoris, which is not explored. Let's do Eurac V first. That's the closest to our ship, I think.
Lord Captain, Astropathic Choirmaster Zachary Wise is asking to speak to you via a private channel.
All right. Greetings, your lordship. I can report that the choir is listening tirelessly to the Immaterium in the hope of picking up voices from the dynasty ships or worlds. However, we have heard something horrifying instead. Amid the Immaterium's tumult, something is screaming. This scream is driving your choir mad. Until it stops, we have no hope of contacting any of the dynasty's worlds. It is coming from the Rykad system's astropathic station. What is the nature of this scream?
We do not know, your lordship, but it has brought the immaterium to a boil. It has always been a violent, roaring ocean that could spell doom to any who would consider stepping into its waters. Now, however, it has become a cradle of madness, where expelled images fuse together, twisting and cackling before crashing into the minds of all who perceive it. A mighty warp storm, the likes of which I cannot recall, rages in the Empyrean, and it fills me with terror. If the screen stops, will we be able to contact someone? I humbly hope so, your lordship. Perhaps we will manage to send a call for aid to the Von Valancius worlds or one of the dynasty's allies. We're going to pay a visit to that station. Thank you, your lordship. All right, Eurac V, let's go. Lord Captain, reporting. The heralds of the Novis Nobilite continue to maintain Vox silence, perhaps due to Eurac V being off-limits to visitors. We intercepted signals from the beacons drifting in the station's orbit. The demands are clear. We are told to turn the ship around immediately. We have also detected an accumulation of space debris near the station's docks. Presumably, it is the remains of interplanetary shuttles. Perhaps the esteemed Novis Nobilite House requires aid, and therefore cannot respond to our Vox transmission. Order the Augur crew to scan the station. Yes, Lord Captain. The Vox remains silent for a moment, but then you hear static in Vigdis's measured voice. The officers from the Augur crew performed a full scan of the station, but the information is imprecise. They note wave distortions of unclear genesis that are throwing off most of the readings. We were able to ascertain that the reactor core of the station is still alive, but many compartments are unpowered and some fully depressurized. The signs of biological activity are largely present in the central module, which means the station has not been abandoned. So the question remains, why are the esteemed navigator's heralds ignoring us? Contact the station again. I will negotiate personally. The Vox relays the cadent sound of grinding gears and clicking tumblers. I am sorry, Lord Captain. The station does not reply even after an official greeting by a rogue trader, and the declaration of your intent to negotiate in person. Order the crew to commence docking. Affirmative, Lord Captain. We do not know what is happening at the station, so you will have to look for the esteemed navigator's blind. Dock safely, and may the God Emperor light your path. And we will take these 4 because that's all we have.
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master?
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
Confess. What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
Give up, Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
We're getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
Wretches, you will be consigned to oblivion for your transgressions against House Orselio.
Immortal Emperor.
Prayers will not help you, servant of the damned. In the name of House Orselio, I command you to execute the infidels.
Not a step further.
Master, we have some strange guests on the station.
A tall man stops you with a gesture when you approach. Blood is trickling down the pearly scales of his weary face, and not just his own blood. Two jet-black unblinking eyes are watching your every move, and the third one, the mark of a navigator's fate, is menacingly pulsing behind the lowered lid in the middle of his forehead.
Step back, or I will unleash all the horrors of the Sea of Souls upon you. Emperor, be my witness.
Abelard, if you would be so kind. The seneschal takes a deep breath. Before you stands his lordship, the rogue trader Galdius von Valancius, heir to the greatest protectorate in the Coronis expanse, and bearer of the sacred warrant of trade. Allow me to point out that Nobilite custom requires the Lord Navigator to introduce himself first. But, given the, unusual circumstances on the station, his lordship the rogue trader is willing to turn a blind eye to your hostility. But just this once.
In this case, I shall turn a blind eye to your unceremonious invasion. But just this once.
There is a dangerous glint in the man's dark-shrouded eyes.
Very well. Allow me to introduce myself. Before you stands Felic Christoph August, keeper of this place. So, you did not arrive to offer support to the traitors? This is great news. Having said that, you must understand that Eurac V is a holy sanctum for House Orselio, and the path to it is only revealed to a select few. It pains me to say that you are not on my guest list.
Not a problem, Felic. Just give me a navigator and I'll immediately leave your station.
I do not think this to be possible. Eurac V is an observation station. We do not sign contracts and do not provide navigators. We delve into the depths of infinity and chart the movements of the warp storms. And besides,
Felic gestures at the disorder around him,
you have chosen an inopportune time for negotiation.
What is happening on the station? Where did all these corpses come from?
Betrayal. A most banal thing in the life of the nobilite, don't you think? I was stabbed in the back by my closest friend, Theobald Orselio, the second keeper of Eurac V and my personal mentor. On his instructions, my own people sabotaged the generators, blew up the shuttles, and brutally massacred the loyal servants of my mistress. Most unforgivably, they dared to take her prisoner. Greedy scum! I swear by the throne's light, their souls will perish in the darkness of the void.
Felic falls silent for a few moments, and then furiously slams the end of his staff onto the floor.
The madmen have captured Lady Cassia and are now torturing her upstairs while we idly chat down here. Help me rescue her or be gone, but waste no more of my precious time.
What kind of help are you talking about?
I would never ask you for such a favor under different circumstances, but...
Felic takes his hand away from his rib cage, notices blood, and winces in pain.
And yet Lady Cassia's well-being is above all. I haven't got people left, and my wounds are too deep for me to act with precision and swiftness. But you may actually succeed. In order to ascend to the mistress's chambers, you will need to remake a holy relic sanctified with the blood of Lady Orselio herself. This is the control rod of the elevator machine spirit. I have one part, and the other was lost during the mutiny. But even this relic will be of no use unless the elevator mechanism is powered.
And how do I remake the control rod?
I have a phylactery containing the mistress's blood. It needs to be taken to the laboratory, which is located behind one of the reliquary doors. The most ancient of sacred mechanisms will help to rebuild the rod.
The tech priests ceaselessly performed the rites of appeasement so that the machine spirit would serve the house in its time of need. The fateful hour has now fallen upon us.
And how am I supposed to power the elevator?
The station's main cogitator is situated in the guard room. Just enter the correct command sequence, and the mechanism will do the rest.
Sounds simple. Why don't you do it?
I never said the feat would be easy to accomplish. The path to the laboratory and the guard room is blocked by those very same madmen who took over the station. They will not negotiate and are not afraid of displeasing the Novis Nobilite or incurring the Emperor's wrath. They bow only to brute strength, something which I currently happen to be in lack.
So why exactly should I help you?
You came to this station for a reason. House Orcelio will not be able to help you until the current crisis is resolved. But if you aid us now, I promise we will reach an agreement that you will find satisfying, be it riches, influence, or merely the powers of our navigators.
Makes sense. Let's see what we can do.
So what have you decided, Descendant von Valancius?
The rogue trader's aid will cost House Orcelio, but you should rejoice, for your mistress will live. Felix's reply sounds curt and tired.
So be it. Hurry, the mistress's safety is all that matters, but should you fail, our arrangement is null and void.
Okay. So we have some men who died here. Based on their conversation, they did not sound like people who were trying to betray House Orcelio. But at the moment, we don't have any other information to go on, so we are going to roll with it here. Let's do some exploring.
The premonition runs true.
The corpses were mauled by a force far beyond any mortal capacity. The faces are twisted in pain, and the hands are fused with improvised weapons, tools, scissors, and cutlery. Well, that sounds familiar. I wonder if they were attacked in a similar way to what happened with my ship. Improvised weapons and all. Alright, another multi-key and some vendor trash. I think that is everything. Let's walk around, see if we get anything hidden.
White. Bright, pure color. And it's all riddled with horrible veins that carry the poison of fear and pain throughout its body. Who are you? Why are you crying?
If the witch is talking about the enemies of humanity who set upon this abode of noble navigators, then our weapons will soon dispel their wicked misery.
Keep your wits about you.
Okay, so Adira is seeing something, but it is unclear what she sees. I think from what I am understanding, that is normal for her. Her visions will prove useful, but not always easily discernible. Well, this looks to be the only actual place we can go, so we will go this way.
Experience. Nothing matters more.
Okay. What do we have? We have a guard outlined in red, so that is an attack on sight. Is that all. I think that's all I'm seeing. I don't know yet how Fog of War works in this game. So we're going to find out if there are other people in this room. They are not showing them to me. So let's start out going this direction.
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
Indeed it was. Okay. We can disarm the trap. Oh.
The Emperor favors me today.
Just had a guard take off running off in that direction, so gonna have people coming from over there, I assume. Okay, let's go to where the trap was. The Lady Navigator statue looks pristine and new. Oh, nice. Sure enough. Oh. Stand firm. We must not let the miscreants defile House Orselio. Fire at will for House Orselio.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
For the Emperor!
Interesting. So, again, that does not sound like people attempting to betray the house. So I am not loving what I'm hearing so far. Abelard is first. We will get him front and center. Oh, sorry, that's Adira. We don't want her front and center. We want her back and to the left. Abelard. Ah, he can go further. Wonderful. We will bring him all the way up. Galdius. He will get under cover. Sister Argenta. She will also take cover. Is that the best location? I would love to be able to get over here, but I don't know. Didn't have anyone who could move that far, so we will start. Looks like Adira and Abelard go first. 3 of the enemy, and then Argenta and Galdius. So Adira first. She will use forewarning.
That is not my destiny.
She will not use forewarning on Abelard because she can't see him from here. She will analyze enemy. Squad.
I'm not so sure.
Okay, we'll do the guard
But
defender
of
then.
course.
I am curious. He's this guy? Okay. So his armor is currently at 20%. I bet. Let's try to strip it away and see. I'm curious how much this actually does. We haven't actually tried it. So she added exploits. Let's take them. Okay, and now let's have a look. And stripped him to 0. He now has no armor at all. That is really nice. In that case, we will go ahead and give Galdius forewarning. That will help his dodge. And Adira is finished. Abelard will do brace for impact. And he will come up and attack.
A tactically sound approach.
Wonderful. And we are not finished. We can charge. Let's charge this. Whoa. We'll charge the Medicae. Oh, no, this guy's not dead. Oh, man. Okay. We have 3 action points. Oh, we can do both. So we will use Endure. So if we take an attack of opportunity here, and then we will charge the Medicae if we can. we cannot, we will have to charge the commander.
Indeed.
Wonderful. And that'll be his turn.
Onward!
Stay vigilant.
Okay, Sister Argenta is next. She will come up. And we've got the shoddy. 40% chance. I don't know. If we do the bolt gun, single shot, 80%. We'll do that.
Rejoice in battle! None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Wonderful. She can now run and
Doubt is
gun.
for the weak.
And I'll bring her here. Oh, horrible chance to hit on all of them. Not great. If we switch weapons, 23%. Oh. And not at all for him. $42, $46. That is not a great. We come out here. See if we can get our shotgun on this guy. We can hit him, but it's not a very good chance. We'll try. Oh, got him. Fantastic. Okay, that'll be good for Sister Argenta. Now Galdius is up. He cannot get much distance. Yeah, that's just going to waste that, and I don't want to do that. I can do that, though.
Whatever comes.
Give that guy a hard time. We can't move. We've got plenty of things we could do, but we're not in range, so we're going to have to wait.
Follow my lead.
Brace yourself, Abelard. Pain and duty go hand in hand.
My faith strengthens me.
Nothing.
Weapon at the ready.
He just hit his own people. That was fantastic.
Break their morale. Follow my lead.
Oh, my ears are ringing.
Weather the storm.
That's not worse.
Follow my lead.
Faith shields me.
Stay vigilant.
Okay. Well, they killed each other very, very well, but they did not do anything to any of us. I don't think we took a single point of damage in all of that. Very impressive. Very impressive. Let me see.
What is this foreboding?
Leave her to rot.
Adira did what no one else could and hit Abelard. But that is okay. It is now his turn. He is good on that. We will use Endure.
At your beck and call.
And attack.
Victory
the squad
is
commander.
imminent.
And then charge over here. Wonderful. That's got Abelard handled.
My faith strengthens me.
Just a minor setback.
Argenta is next. And we will let her mow into those
The enemies
guys.
of the Emperor will be undone.
Fantastic. That is all she can do. We will end. And Gladius just isn't going to get to do anything this turn. He is not positioned well, so we will just move him up. And see if he can't... Nope, too far away. He can take care of that guy.
This is good as done.
Problem solved. But nothing. Oh, hey, we had a guy here. I totally missed him. Oh, well.
I've suffered worse.
Oh. Looks like Gladius will have something to do.
I'm enraged.
Wonderful. Apparently, Adira had some
It
trouble
will be
there.
done. I took care of this one.
Can't get to it. We are all still braced, I think. No, we are not. So let's do
At
that.
your beck and call.
There we go. Should be now. And I can't reach it on a charge, so that'll be it. Now, Sister Argenta. This is what the shotgun is for.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Oh my goodness, this thing is powerful. Okay. We're going to
Faith
run and
without
gun.
deeds is worthless.
And see if we can't take out this guy so we don't have to deal with him anymore. 32% chance, but I really need to hit him. We're going to
As
shot.
the
We'll
Emperor
give it a
commands,
shot.
I act.
Did not work, but we will try again. Gladius will come over.
Let's make some opportunities.
Blade dance.
I'll make it happen.
And we can death from above.
On it.
And then attack.
Who if not me?
So we weren't able to kill it because it has a tremendous number of hit points, and it will probably do a lot of damage to me in a moment, but that was good enough for that turn. Abelard is up.
My place is at the fore. Indeed.
And it is too close for him to do anything to, so we are done. Sister Argenta will come up again and
God
try
Emperor,
again.
move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
Wonderful. And let's see here. Let's go ahead and reload. Got that first reload for free. I like that. Gladius is up. Should not hit Abelard.
I'll make it happen.
Oh, I would have hit him. Okay.
You could do worse, but not by much.
Well, crap. I needed to take a step to the side. I did not realize that he was close enough, but I guess I should have. Anyway, let's go ahead and
It's as good as done.
do a little bit there.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
And I guess Adira is dead?
At your beck and call.
Okay. That's all he can do. She can switch over to the shoddy and get a little closer
Guided
and deal
by
with this
faith.
problem.
Much is a prayer.
Oh, okay. Adira is alive again. So, because Adira is unsanctioned, when she uses Psyker abilities, bad things can happen. And that is what happened there. So, not lucky, but that is part of playing with Adira. And we get a las gun, scrappy auto pistol, and a flat chest plate. The las gun does burst fire. We will be giving that to Argenta because, again, the bolt gun she has, though powerful, has such a high recoil. For example, the las gun recoil is 10, but the recoil on the bolter is 40. It makes it almost impossible to do and use effectively. So let's flip over to her and put this, give her a better option for sure. We have medium armor. It is not as good as what she's wearing, so we don't want that on her. It looks like Adira can wear it. She gets a dodge penalty. But other than that, it's all good. So let's put it on her, absolutely. And then we've got all the regular stuff is the same here, so nothing of any particular interest. We have some more goods. Okay, so Keeper Fellick has not made people do their jobs. They were supposed to inspect the hangar after Lord Winterscale's visit, and he did not have them do it. Keeper Fellick told them they would not have to serve the child for long. So something is definitely going on here. We will collect that. Let's see if we have more goods to retrieve. More of the medium armor. I will keep one and give the rest over. Las gun, nobody else uses that. Scrappy auto pistol we don't need. In fact, can I do that? Oh, apparently I can. Cool. We will keep one more las gun and then we'll be done with all of that as well. All right, let's see what else we have up here. Lore Imperium.
Never doubt me.
Statue by the famous Calixian sculptor and chronicler Zacharias Vernon the Magnificent. The 23rd year of this millennium. Original. Okay. Data crypt H40KO. Okay. I don't know what that is or what that means. The library is full of treatises by the most distinguished scholars of the Imperium. from Astra Militarium Tacticians to Adeptus Mechanicus Genitors. So, should have had Gladius heal Argenta in that last fight. She now has a fresh injury. It looks like I can remove it, though, with a medikit, so we will do that.
I will lead us to fortune. Hold still.
Administration is a holy task.
Wonderful. Unfortunately, Adira has broken ribs. Her strength and toughness are reduced by 20. Action points reduced by 1. Can only be removed by going to the Void Ship's bridge, so cannot do this with a medikit. But fortunately, strength and toughness were never her strong suits, so if we have to have a negative, that is not an awful one to have. Let's get the rest of our goods here. Oh, speaking of which, got some more. Pontius Siphius Gelasius on the training of worthy servants at the court of the Novis Nobilite. A good major domo attempts to nurture only the finest of flowers in the garden that is their master's life. Therefore, new seeds for the garden must be weeded out with the utmost care, so that the garden's trees may yield the sweetest fruit. The lessons below will help you separate the precious seeds from the vile thorns to cultivate the perfect garden for any lady navigator. And I will let you read through. Okay. Let's get these bodies down here. And they didn't have anything else of any particular interest. Got some more goods. Vendor trash. Got some something to examine.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
Most of these unfortunate souls took their own lives by slicing their guts wide open. Yikes. More vendor trash.
What do we have here?
Oh, ho. All right. Another lasga. No, a Ripper auto pistol. Well, that sounds like an Argenta fun weapon, except we don't need it. We don't need the pistol for her, but interesting. And frag grenades. We might use those. Meteorite chunk. And some more goods. Mutated flesh sample. A flesh sample with numerous outgrowths covered in a mesh of bluish-black veins. Interesting. Okay, folks. We have put our ship in order, had a meeting with our officers. We have landed on the Novis Nobilite station to try to find the navigator. Things are not going well here. There seems to be, well, we are told there's a mutiny, and we are told that we are helping the people doing the protecting, though more and more information is leading me to the conclusion that we may be helping the mutineers at this point. So we will find out more about that and see what choice we want to make when all of that comes to a head. But for now, we will take a break here and then come back next time, finish off this station, and see what's actually going on. And I hope you are excited to join me for that. Please make your way with love and light. Thank you so very much for being with me today, and goodbye.